Welcome, for the first time, to Banjo-Kazooie. I mean, yeah, it's the new playthrough. Nintendo Rare, Game by Rare, hilarious. Wonder where they are now, ha ha ha. Let's just press start and get on with it. So yeah, this is what I'm doing next. Listen, tag yourself, every friend has one person. The sleepy banjo, the cooking banjo, and the gamer banjo. I'm feeling kind of like a cooking banjo today, not in like the actual cooking sense, just in the metaphorical, hold up, let him cook sense. And yes, this game does open, much like Super Mario Sunshine, with a 3-minute unskippable cutscene. Now listen, I know sometimes on this channel we like to do a bit of funny business, a little bit of hooting and hollering. None of that today, okay? We are going to sit down, and with the 3 minutes invested within me, we are going to watch this cutscene and really just give it the respect it deserves. Alright, is that joke ever gonna get old? Anyways, we're starting the game now. Listen, we're role-playing as Banjo today, which means that we didn't know anything that just happened because he was asleep for all of it. Listen, it's Bottles the Mole. Hey, did you guys know you can skip dialogue in this game? LR and B skips dialogue, which I won't do too much, but man, this guy is just trying to tell me about the basic moves, and I am not interested in that. I will in fact be pressing B to think I'm already good enough, because I know. I've played this game quite a bit. It's been a while since I last beat it, but I did play it relatively recently just to make sure everything was up to snuff. So we're in Spiral Mountain. I forgot I don't have the best ability in the game yet, but that's fine. Good start to the Let's Play. No, nothing keeps your ego in check quite like starting a new series and realizing like, oh man, I've forgotten how to talk, I've forgotten how to play the video game. It's great. So it's Banjo-Kazooie. You've never played or even heard of this game before somehow. It's like a collectathon-style 3D platformer puzzle onion fighting simulator. So, I mean, I don't know, quick rundown of the plot. We have a sister named Tooty. She got kidnapped by a witch. It happens, man. Something average house in Detroit, be like, great property, good neighborhood, great place to raise the kids, also lives right next door to a witch's lair. It's so bizarre to me that there are only like 2 residents of Spiral Mountain, and that's Banjo and Kazooie, living in one house, and then, Gruntilda the witch, who just kind of lives in a big cave shaped after her own face. Classic extra life that looks exactly like us, never gets old. So, I mean, we're just going through the basic abilities right now. As you can see, we can climb trees, we can hover, we can do all sorts of stuff, we can attack, we can even swim in this game. It really just has everything. No, but this game is, like, pretty good. I'd say, like, the one flaw of this game is the fact that, like, man, sometimes it do be chugging at, like, 24 frames per second, but that is... First off, it's not too bad. This game's on the N64. And second off, it's really just, like, nothing compared to Banjo-Tooie. Listen, I'm gonna be talking a lot about Banjo-Tooie throughout this playthrough, the sequel. That game, like, permanently runs at, like, 25 frames per second at best, but I don't know. I'll be comparing it a lot just because, we'll see what happens when we get into the real game. Anyways, in case you weren't reading the dialogue, it's empty honeycomb pieces. When we collect 6 of them, we get 1 extra life bar, which conveniently, there are 6 in this opening area. When we get into the real game, there will be 2 per world. I will try to collect them, if I remember where they are. But look at that. We got the 6-shooter all filled up with honey. Now it's time to get 1 extra life point. So am I going to be collecting everything in this game? We'll define everything. I will be getting all the important collectibles. I don't think I'm going to get all the honeycomb pieces just because I don't think I remember where they all are. But I'll try my best, that's for certain. 6 speedrun strat incoming. Can't believe I got that first try. A save's like, I don't know, I'm not even going to pretend. So we're going up Spiral Mountain. A classic witch's lair adventure. Our sister has been witchnapped. I guess the reason that our sister got witchnapped, by the way, is because Gruntilda wants to be pretty. And instead of casting like a witch's spell to make herself look more attractive, she decides to steal our sister's good looks, even though our sister is maybe like 8 years old. Hang on, I have a joke planned for this. I didn't know Gruntilda was a fan of Konosuba. Hang on, I have another joke planned for this. I didn't know Gruntilda was a fan of Boku no Hero Academia, I think it's called. There was a nice visual gag here with how neither of these chambers are appropriately sized for the individuals, but that's fine. Yeah, I hope you like talking heads a lot. I don't know, it's like, I really don't find it annoying. I know a lot of people do find it annoying, the whole, like, rant. That's how they talk. I don't really care that much. Maybe it's just because I've heard it so much, it doesn't really affect me anymore, but, if it does affect you, I got bad news. You should probably skip this Let's Play, because it's gonna happen a lot. Though there aren't that many cutscenes left. In fact, I think this might be the last cutscene until, like, the end of the game. So... Oh, there she goes. There's our motivation. There's our MacGuffin to beat the game. Nice framed portrait of yourself. This is, like, the worst living space I've ever seen in my entire life. And now we have a golden jigsaw piece, which every single thing in this game does like to talk to you. Anyways, We got our first golden jigsaw piece, also known as a Jiggy. There are 100 of these bad boys in the game. I will be collecting every single one because I'm not a coward. And also I'm not playing Tooty. There's a Jiggy in Tooty that I swear is actually impossible to get. But hey, if I play that someday, I'll talk more about it then. And so the reason we use these Jiggies is to complete the jigsaw portrait pieces. You enter the world shown, skip. Like, I like the dialogue in this game. It's quirky, it's fun, there's lots of personality. But if you're gonna tell me what to do when I already know how to do it, not gonna happen. We're going to Mumbo's Mountain. Look at all that confetti. We're ready to go. It's our first big adventure. This first world is like pretty good in terms of, I think, just where everything is. Look at this, it's nice. These weird purple monsters. There's lots of things to collect. There's these little characters. These are Jinjos. There are 5 of these in every world. If you collect all 5, you get a Jiggy. There's definitely just like other stuff going on here as well. But I'm having a good time with Banjo-Kazooie. There's notes. You have to collect. There's 100 of those in each world. There's 10 Jiggies per world. There's so much to touch. There's so much dopamine to be had by just touching shiny object over and over again. So how's everyone doing recently? First one of the series, gotta get it out quick. To be frank with you, real story incoming. I bit my tongue when I was eating pizza. And if you want to know how bad I bit my tongue, it was like, there was an audible like crunch sound when it happened, and it was unfortunate. Anyways, we learned a new ability via Bottles the Mole. It's called slamming Kazooie's neck directly into the ground. Very useful for getting things. Also very useful for lowering the frame rate when we have to summon all these notes. But yeah, this first world is a lot of just like, go here and get Jiggy. We got eggs. Can't do anything with these yet, but they will become important later. No, I've been doing nothing. And this is, it's kind of like how I know I was ready to record again, is when I was doing the classic, I talk about it in the memes, the memes a lot. I was literally like looking at my library of games and being like, I have so many things that I could play and I'm just not interested in them. I just don't like it. Which is, it's unfortunate, but it happens. Anyways. Sir. Ooh. Good tech. I searched for 10 of us in each world. Skip. Really glad I decided to do this not as soon as I was planning, because if I did, I wouldn't have known you can just skip dialogue. When you're ready to leave this world, you can return to the start area and stand on the exit pad. Very cool. So there are some differences in this version between the N64 and Xbox 360 version. That was odd. Namely that when you collect notes in this game, if I die before I collect all 100 notes, it's gonna be a rough time, basically. What was I talking about? Yeah, what have I been up to? I don't know. Just, yeah, I've been looking at my library of games and being like, do I want to play anything? Not really. Even though there's so much to do, and I'm like, that's how you know you're ready to record again. Because every time I finish a series, I always ask myself the question of like, and it's not in a bad way, I always ask myself the question of like, do I want to record again, really? Like, am I ready for another series? There's just eggs up here, what am I doing? Like, do I have fun making videos still? Do I still want to do another one? And I always ask myself it, and it's always kind of unclear. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not, it's odd. And then, you know, a few days pass, and I'm like, oh man, my life without making videos is boring. It's not super exciting. Zoop. Oh, I can get this, trust me. Source. Hello. And so yeah, I mean, the long weekend has been hitting different, because I've just been like, oh man, it's like 3 whole days of no work, which is like great, but then it's like, oh, 3 whole days of I don't know what's going on, and I just got nothing. Like, look at this. This is a great comparison between Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. Get a Jiggy, you just walk up here, and then that's the Jiggy. In Banjo-Tooie, you have to do like 3 different side quests in like 3 different worlds. A bunch of different moves you gotta learn. All that for 1 Jiggy. A Talon Trot. Best move in the game because it makes us go fast. But also worst move in the game because it kind of makes an irritating noise. Again, like, you've already gotten your warning. If you don't like the irritating noises, you best leave now. Bottles is a nice guy. He refills our honey. Now you can walk real fast. We can also walk up slopes. Kinda, like, weird, because we have an ability now to walk up slopes, but the Mumbo thing... But, you know, I'm sure he said it in the dialogue. It doesn't matter. Mumbo does a thing when we get 5 of these Eco-Mokum tokens. Very funny. Oh boy. The real villain of this game is the N64's camera, but I'm sure we're all gonna sit down and be okay together. But yeah, I don't know. I hope people are excited to come back. It doesn't really matter. I'm not a big fanfare guy, as I'm sure we all know by now. I like to... Here it is, okay? You get a video in your subfeed. That's Banjo-Kazooie Episode 1, and that's it. We got 50 notes. That is enough to progress through the game, but this is the first world, so I will be getting more than is required, because, obviously. So yeah, I got some termites. Those termites? Termites are, like, scary. Why do they eat wood? Is there any, like, actual nutritional content in wood? Because I have some questions about that. This is our last Jinjo already? Dude, I'm so good at this video game. No, but it's probably been about... Probably been close to, like, 7 or 8 years since I last played through this game totally, so it might be... You know, I played through a bit of it, again, just to make sure everything was good, but I didn't want to... don't laugh, I didn't want to make sure I was that good at the game, because... Lord help us if I'm too good at video games. Yeah, no, I can get this. There we go. You can kick slow with Banjo, you can go fast with Kazooie. It's good stuff. Yeah, this game's good. That's basically it, I don't know. It's just everyone on Earth knows that this game is good, and that Nuts and Bolts is lay bad. Lay bad. Oh boy. They're off to a good start. It's going on Mumbo's Mountain. I don't know. This is the classic start to the new series of like, oh man. God, a whole like week and a half of no recording. So you have anecdotes, right? Smile. So you have anecdotes, right? I do not in fact have anecdotes. But I do have Conga the ape over here. World's hardest puzzle. Gotta get him to throw orangas on the orange blocks. Casually just gonna go up here and steal... Oh, excuse me. Use our sweet tree climbing ability to steal some orangas. Or just one big one, really. The Jiggies are just coming fast and furious in this game. It's something delicious to behold, I gotta say. Do I have anything to talk about YouTube content? I mean, listen, the 1000 sub special is not gonna happen, because I have no ideas for it. That's not true. I have ideas, I just don't. I'm not happy with any of them. I had the idea to do a Pikmin iceberg tier list. I keep saying tier list, because it's always on my mind. I had the idea to do a Pikmin iceberg explained video, is what I'm trying to say. I saw a video that got reasonably popular on YouTube that was kind of the same thing, and I was like, okay, well maybe this is my excuse not to do it. And then I was like, oh no, the person who made this video did not do a very good job in my opinion. We're gonna be able to shoot eggs now, that's pretty cool. I don't think the iceberg video I saw was very good, but then they posted an update like 3 months ago that was like, hey, I'm gonna do it again but better, and I was like, well, I guess there's my excuse not to do it. Also, it's like, there's this thing with iceberg things, gotta stop saying things. There's this thing with icebergs where like, if you don't know what they are, it's just like obscure, you know, game knowledge, etc. Whoa, there's nothing more I can teach you. Skip. And it's like, there comes a point where I think people are just kind of making it up. Like, I think they're just lying. I think they're just like, source, I made that stuff up. Because I read the trivia on the iceberg, and I'm like, I know what this is, I can explain this. And then I read something that's like, the Plasm Wraith is a ghost of humanity, or like the Water Wraith killed all of humanity, and I'm like, yeah, I think you just made that up. I don't think there's any legitimate evidence for that I am aware of. Anyways, sick boss fight incoming. We're gonna see quite a few of that in this game. You can shoot eggs. Just gonna throw an orange, get him. Oh my god, it's like Punch-Out. I don't know why I shot 2, you only need the 1. So this game has some very questionable boss fights, I would say. And I mean, I guess this qualifies. Dude, he's so huge. How does 3 eggs stop him? Also, yeah, we can shoot eggs now. In case you were not paying attention, as I was not, because I know this world like the back of my hand, kind of. Except for that 5th Mumbo token, I'm still looking for that one. 7 Jiggies. There's 10 in each world, as I had mentioned. We are well on our ways to getting all of them. Yeah, I did this in a weird order, but that's just because you can't... I don't know, there's no, like, great way to do this first world in terms of where all the moves are. Gotta get that Talon Trot somehow. We're gonna Talon Trot our way up here and get these notes. Very, very cool. No, there's the 5th Mumbo token. We figured it out, guys. What have I been up to recently? Well, nothing too much in the games department. I stutter. I've still been playing some Dicey Dungeons. Still been playing, I started playing Heart Gold again, just to see. Okay, I'm not gonna promise anything. Because I wanted to see, I was like, how far can I get through the game with just Chikorita? Because I've never actually used Chikorita in a playthrough before. So I was like, if I do a playthrough, it's gonna be Chikorita time. And man, Chikorita is real bad. I was able to beat Faulkner, the first gym leader, but it was a struggle, I'll tell you that much. Look at these guys. Oh, he's insane. Sorry, my hair is itchy, that was my excuse. My hair was in my eyes. How can I be expected to perform at this level? Okay, I'm just making sure you guys know what's going on, okay? So we can shoot eggs out of our backside, that's interesting. Okay, sweet gamer secret. You go up here and there's an empty honeycomb piece. There you go. I know where the other one is in this world, it's not too big of a deal. There we go. Jiggy, please. This is our 8th or 9th? It better be our 9th, because I don't... Okay. I was gonna say, I was thinking about it at the top of my head, and I was like, I don't know where the last Jiggy is, man, if this is the 8th. We got our 5 Mumbo tokens. Gonna go see Sleepy Mumbo. Sleepy Joe. Mumbo... What's this guy's name? Mumbo Jumbo? Sleepy Jumbo? It doesn't quite work. Politics, I guess? I don't know, man. I'm not gonna talk about politics on the show. I'm gonna try not to talk about it, at least. Maybe it'll slip through. We got transformed into a termite, okay? Funniest thing I've ever seen. And so we don't have to pay the 5 Mumbo tokens anymore. Termite. It is a termite. Termite confirmed. No ants in this series, thankfully. You guys remember the Ant Bully, that movie? That was a scary movie. He, like, killed ants for fun, and then he got turned into an ant. And maybe he had, like, an ant girlfriend. That's like a real horror story. You get, like, an ant girlfriend, and then you get turned back into a human being. So the termite is weird, because its ability is that you can, like, go up steep slopes, but that's also the Talontrot's ability, so it's a bit odd. Like, we can't make these... We can't stand on these platforms, rather, with the Talontrot, because they're a little too steep. It's just... depth perception at an all-time low. It's a bit odd for the first world to give you go on steep slope ability and also go on steep slope transformation. It's gonna be one of those moments, okay? You all know it. Alright, we're looking good. This camera's not great. Okay, we did it. Oh, these are the last 6 notes in the world. There we go. We got an extra life. And we even got 100 notes, I guess. So if I somehow miraculously die, notes are safely stored in the bank. So how many worlds are in this game? Like 9 or something? I don't know. This is probably going to be a pretty short series, honestly, because as you can see, we're kind of zooming through Mumbo's Mountain. I mean, that's it. The last Jiggy is up here, and then we're just outie. I'm not getting that extra life. I don't need it. So yeah, probably a pretty short series, which is going to be disappointing for people who want like a ton more content. The series is probably going to be shorter than Pikmin 1. Pikmin 1 was like, what, 13 videos? But probably, I don't know, probably like 12 or 11. I do have some bonus content planned. Second honeycomb piece. I do have bonus content planned for this because there is quite a lot of hidden things about this game, but I'm not gonna say too much about that right now. Welcome to the first couple episodes of the series where I talk about the bonus content. Excuse me, new series equals new burps incoming. Gotta stop eating before I record. That's it, that's Mumbo's Mountain done. And there's also, yeah, it's so weird that it says you can't take the notes off the world, but, like, it's basically the same thing. Like, we just got the 100 notes, so I never have to come back here. There's also 10 Jiggies inside Grunty's lair. We got the first one earlier, there's the second one, you need the termite for that. We can't, like, leave too far with the termite, but, okay, skip, because Mumbo needs to explain that we can't go too far with the termite. But, a lot of, like, Jiggies and secrets in this game are basically just take the transformation out of the world and then go investigate something else. So it's kind of neat. There's lots of secret things about this game which I enjoy. We do need the Talontrot to beat the game because there's a steep slope here. And then we do also need 50 notes because as we're going to see... Oh, look, it's the door, and it even says 50 on it. What do you think that means? It means we need 50 notes. Yeah, this game is like, it's just fun, really. I don't mind the talking heads, I don't mind the collectathon. It's a lot better than, like, Donkey Kong 64. Part of me wants to play Donkey Kong 64 because I've never played it before. The other part of me is like, you know, having the Guinness Book of World Records achievement for most things collected is not necessarily a good thing, I would say. But that's just my opinion.